Hello there, welcome to Target Radio Podcasts. Yes, we have a podcast for your ears. Every week here on the show, on our live shows that is, we try and get an interesting persons, artists, band members, music, poets, film playwrights. We even get, we'll try and get everyone. We'll try and get everyone that's interested in our genre of music that we portray here on Target Radio. So what we do is sit them down, we have a telephone interview, sometimes a live interview, and we discuss all things in their profession. So stay tuned here. This one is an absolute blast. You're going to love this, and I'll be back at the end to obviously, tell you what's coming up in the very near future. I am the Pod Father. I will now tell you that this is Target Radio Podcasts. Don't forget to check us out on iTunes, and if you think we deserve it, don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating. That would be rather nice. Thank you very much indeed. So over to me. Sit tight and enjoy. This is Target Radio.
5 Sunday, 4
Sunday,
3
Sunday night,
2
in his Sunday best.
1
Sunday,
go. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Dear God in heaven, please let this show go okay, with no major boobs or goofs, or is it goofs? Please don't let me tread all over the intros of records, or say a naughty word.
So let's have fun.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, welcome to the show.
Lock it on to the best station on the net.
First we take a groovy record, then we add a super sound DJ.
Oh, Sean Kirk.
The big DJ. The big DJ.
When do I get my badge?
Well, you should already have them. And welcome, one and all. Cookie here for the next couple of hours till 9. And what a weekend. It's been absolutely blooming beautiful. Yes. Very nice weather. No rain, no snow, no hail, no wind. Just glorious, glorious amounts of sunshine. Going to go freezing cold next week. Who knows? Anyway, hope your weekend was good. I'm here now to totally spoil the last part of it. Well, hopefully not. Okay, on tonight's show then. Expect some Mr. Paul Weller, some Drums and Wires UK, Dr. Feelgood, Junior Walker, something from the Kinks, and lots of stuff from Maze. Yes, we've got the boys. Well, hopefully we've got them all. We shall see around about 7:30 this evening. Well, I'll be having a chat with them and listening to their fine brand new CD single. I think it should be a double A side personally. I'll find out a bit more about it. Have you not heard it yet? Well, stay tuned, because I will play it. I'll probably do it in reverse order. I'll probably... Hang on, I'm going to play it. The B-side first, and then we'll finish out with the interview with the A-side. How's that sound? And I might even play a classic one from Maze as well. Yes, they've been around for some time, guys. We'll find out exactly how long, and the current lineup in Maze. But of course... this show does not officially start until that big fat group called The Who start us off. I don't mean they're overweight. Honestly, you can't please anybody these days. You say something wrong, they're over you. They're jumping on top of you, saying, "You can't say that." Well, I just did. Honestly, you'll have to get a substitute DJ, won't you? See what I've done there? Here's the Who then. Welcome to Target Radio. And hopefully I'm Cookie for the next couple of hours. Yes, of course, the Jam. And just before that, we played The Kinks with Ape Man there. And looking forward, no relevance there at all. Looking forward to chatting to Gary Davis from Maze very, very soon. The other three, they've all gone very shy and they don't want to appear on the show this evening. But I'm sure we'll give them a great shout out as well. And just one more time, I'd just like to thank Jonathan Bradley for my mug. I went live on my own Facebook page, which is Sean Cook, Cookie for everyone else. And yes, I just wanted to say thank you very much indeed in person and live on air as well. Fantastic. All it's missing now is a cup of tea in it. Shotgun. And I'm going to get mine out in a minute as well. I'm telling you now, there is a reason why I'm thinking about getting my shotgun out. It's because I just noticed on Target Radio live page for presenters and listeners. I'm only joking, by the way. I haven't really got a shotgun. All I'm allowed to have is a catapult with no ammo. Anyway, we're going to be chatting to Gary Davis, if I can get my tongue in, and my teeth back to front. There we go. Right, we're going to be talking to Gary Davis and Scott Forsyth from Maze very, very soon, around about 7:30 this evening. And I just noticed that Gary Davis is not a member, or a paid member that is, of the group Target Radio live page for presenters and listeners. So hopefully we can get that sorted out. I'm going to have a little lie down now. Is there a doctor in the house? And yes, there is. It's Dr. Feelgood. And back in the night. Yeah, Paul Weller there, and The Changing Man. Can't wait for his new album. It's coming, guys. As soon as I get it, I will be playing it here on Target Radio. It's not all about the unsigned, but generally it is. Okay, let's do this. I've got the brand new one. As soon as Paul's finished mucking about with his guitar there, thank you very much indeed, Paul Weller there. I've got the new one from Maze. I'm going to play the B-side first, because you know me, I like to do things a little differently, and this one, I actually like this as much. And I'm going to ask the guys, why didn't they make this a double A-side? Or perhaps they have already, but I can't see it here on the CD sleeve. But this is called I Won't Let Go. See, told you, it's a great record. That's Maze. I won't let go. And neither will we. And that was mixed and mastered by the Caretaker Studios, assisted on the production side by Paul and Phil. And for those that regularly join us here on Target Radio, you'll know now that I get in all the states because I want to make sure that I'm pressing all the right buttons. And guess what? I didn't. I pressed the wrong thing. Here we go. Well, that sounds rather good. Now, hopefully, we should get Scott Forsyth and Gary Davis live here on the, Facebook Doobie What's It Messenger. So hopefully we've got these guys here now. Have we got you?
Hello. Hello, Sean. Hello.
Yes! Hello. That, my friends, is a live audience. All social distancing, wearing face masks. They're for you. Because I know that you guys have missed a live audience over the last year or so. So take it and keep it. It's yours. How are you, fellas?
Yeah, not bad.
Yes.
Right.
It's all good. It's all good. Let's start off then. Scott, you're the newest member, I believe, of Maze, but you've been with them for quite a while now, anyway, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it's year and a half, I think, something like that.
About 18 months. Time flies. I didn't think it was that long.
Yeah, it has gone quick.
That has gone well, obviously a year of that, obviously we won't be able to do much at all. Saying that, I mean, obviously I've just heard that brilliant B-side, if you wish, I Won't Let Go. That is absolutely amazing, guys. You know, Scott, that you must be very proud of that, buddy.
I am, yeah. Obviously, Paul wrote the song.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant single, that.
Absolutely. And Gary, great vocals on that, my friend. I love it.
Yeah, I think the two songs show a new sort of direction that we're going in.
Yeah.
I think with Scott and Aaron coming in, it's got a nice little chemistry now. So I think it's I don't know. I mean, dare I say poppy? I don't know, but it's we're enjoying it. You know what I mean? So and it's gone down really well. So it must be doing something right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've not heard anything negative about it at all. I mean, you know, I'm one of these sit on the fence anyway with most sort of like new releases. But I can be honest with you now, I'm going to go off the fence because it's really getting sore in your private bits when you're sitting there for such a long time. And I like to go out on a limb and say, this is some really good stuff that you guys are producing here. It's really, really crisp. It's all very tight, and it just feels so good.
Yeah, I think we're all enjoying it. I know with lockdown and stuff, we haven't been able to get together, but I think we've got the songs, we've got the potential now. When we do get together to, you know, get these songs going out live, I think that's the next thing now. You know what I mean? So.
I totally agree, yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, you can produce this music, you can get it out there on Facebook and other entities of social media, but until you play it live in front of a live audience, that's when you know, isn't it? I mean, you guys, you know, you've been on stage more times than probably Hot Dinners, and obviously, you know, being took away from it for a best part of a year or so. You guys must really, really miss this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, like I say, it's even more so because it's a new band, so it's so good to get all four of us together. You know what I mean? So, so it's even more kind of, you know, exciting because just getting the rehearsal, and start playing it live. You know what I mean? Even that's going to be a buzz there before we even get on stage. You know?
Absolutely,
you know
absolutely.
I mean?
So, obviously, Maze, we've got lead vocals, which is obviously Gary Davis, on the guitar. And I believe that he does most of the writing is Paul Bassom, is that right?
Yeah, Paul. I mean, Scott's got some tape. He's now got some songs. Ain't Scott?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah. Sorry, Scott. I was getting to you, Scott. And on lead guitar, obviously, it is Scott Forsyth, and no relation to Bruce, I believe.
Yeah, he's my granddad.
Good game, excellent. and then hitting the old skins there. We've got Aaron Palmer as well, and I love the video. So let's give a little shout out to is it Charlotte Louise Bailey for the filming of that?
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely very nice.
Half days.
Oh wow, there you go. Keep it in the family, as they say. And it's cheaper. Absolutely much cheaper. I love the negativity, not negativity, it's the wrong word. The negative filming of that. That's the best word to use, not negativity. Ugh, hang on. That's it, I've just slapped myself. So I love that. I love the way, obviously, you're ghosting down this alley as well. The video itself is produced really, really to a standard that you would see pretty much on something like, you know, one of these music channels as well. It is very, very good. Now, did you do that through, obviously, social distancing and obviously during the lockdown, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, but basically, because obviously I work uptown, so I'm up there all the time, so basically, I said to the boys, this would probably be the best time to do it because, you know, where in your lifetime can you walk for a place like Covent Garden with hardly anyone there? That's never happened in our lifetime again. No. Because Covent Garden is one of the most busiest places in the country. You know
absolutely,
I mean?
yeah. Been there before,
so being able to walk for a place like that with literally you can count the many people walking through the square of Covent Garden.
Wow.
You're never going to see that again.
No, indeed.
You know, so it was the best time to do it, really.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, because it wasn't that busy. Did you get many strange looks when you're walking down with your instruments? And I mean, what's Aaron doing there? Playing the drums on a pavement. I mean, obviously, did you get some funny looks?
I get funny looks anyway. So
Now, obviously, you know, with videos and everything, obviously you're not singing as live as one would suggest, but obviously it's a lot of lip syncing and miming and etc. Yeah. And I mean, again, how hard is that, guys, to do that whilst you're, you know, literally in, like you said, Covent Garden and playing to something that you know and love, but you're not actually... Can you hear the music when you're doing this video, or is it just literally you're just playing along?
Yeah, we literally got the phones in our pockets. One person's playing the phone in his pocket.
Oh my God.
And because we're doing 10 seconds, 20 seconds here and there, it's not as... I think if you played the whole song, it's a lot more difficult. But if you're just doing 10-second bursts every now and again, you've only got to sing... I might only have to sing a few words in that 10 seconds.
Of course.
Or Scott's only got to strum or do a bit of lead for about 20 seconds on one bit. So you kind of stop and start, which makes it a lot easier than, obviously, you play the whole song and then having to try and keep in time with everything, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, that actually makes complete and utter sense as well, because obviously with timing and everything else, it must be a nightmare to actually, edit this down and everything else. I mean, I do know a little bit about editing, and that can take weeks sometimes. So doing it in short bursts, it makes sense, and then just obviously it's like a jigsaw, piecing it all back together again, and must be a lot easier.
Paul just done it on his iPhone. I don't know whether he said some sort of app, I can't remember now, but we've basically done it on Paul's iPhone. So
that is fantastic.
I mean, and and I think again, Paul's written the songs and he's done the video as well. So I think it's 2 or 3 days of editing stuff. That
is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, modern technology now. I mean, back in the day when you wanted to sort of like do some sort of self promotion with obviously doing a film and everything, it would cost you thousands. Absolute thousands. So that is unbelievable. You guys must be so proud of this. But most importantly, it's a really good tune. And obviously we'll play In My Mind at the end of the conversation today. And obviously I'll get you guys to introduce it as well. Your best radio DJ voices as well. But it's a really good track. So let's go back to the B side, or the double A side as I'm now pitching it. I Won't Let Go. Tell us a little bit about that, if you don't mind, guys. What's it about?
Well, again, Paul wrote it, so I'm not quite sure. But to be fair, but I don't know, the way I feel about it. So it's not necessarily what it's about, but it's such an uplifting song.
Yes.
I think it puts a smile on your face, definitely. Especially, I mean, the chorus is so catchy.
Yes.
I mean, I personally can't wait to start playing this song live. I really do like it. It's actually going to be on the album. But obviously, we just, because it was the first single, we just thought we'd bring it as a double A side. So,
can we bill it as a double A side then? Because it doesn't say it on the actual sleeve here that you sent me. Thank you for that as well, by the way. I think we need to promote it as a double A side, because I can't make up my mind which one I like better. They're both as good as one another for different reasons, and that's how I've foreseen that. So Scott, what's your sort of take on that yourself? With I Won't Let Go. Obviously, it's a real earworm, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there is a version of it. We did it on our last EP, Montrose Way. It was on that, but obviously I did the vocal on that take of it.
Right.
And then this time round, when Gary heard it, I was like, no, we've got to do this with Gary. Like, get Gary's voice on it, and we got it together, and it's just taking it to another level, really, that tune.
That's brilliant.
It's good, though, because you've got a band which has got two different versions of one song, which gives people a choice.
Well, it's 2 bites of the cherry as well, isn't it? 2 bites of the cherry, so that's always a good thing to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's great. So obviously, does Paul do all of your, apart from obviously, we just mentioned about songwriting and everything. So Scott, you're chipping in now with the songwriting as well. How long have you been doing that, my friend?
Oh, I've been doing that since about 18.
Wow. And you're only 21 now, aren't you, Scott?
I'm only what, sorry?
21 now.
I wish.
We all wish that, don't we? Don't give out your real age, obviously, because you look so young. All of you, the 4 of you guys, you look so blooming young. I'm so jealous. I don't know what your secret is, but don't tell me on air, because I'll all be buying some. Tell me off air later. That'd be great. So you've been writing sort of music and everything. Now, how do you go around that? Because obviously, if Paul was here, I'll be asking Paul the same question as well. And I asked this of all my guests. I mean, to sort of like put a sentence together and make some sense is hard enough for me to do. Now, to make it into a song with some meaning and some even rhyming words, how do you do it?
It's weird. It just sort of comes out of you. You don't really have to think about it. I think the ones that you do think about are usually the songs that you don't use. You end up like overthinking it.
Yeah,
I find if you just let it flow, or what you feel, what kind of mood you might be in that day, it just kind of, it's real. I think that's the main thing about it. And then it comes out. Even
keeping it real as such, yeah. I suppose I can see that, So what's your favourite mood, being sort of a songwriting mood? Happy, sad, angry, peed off? What sort of mood brings out the best in your songwriting, do you think?
I don't know, actually.
Good question. I love a good question.
Yeah, I suppose... if you're happy, you get some pretty uplifting tunes, but then again, if something's really annoyed you, then obviously you get something a bit more aggressive. But yeah, I don't know really actually on that.
There you go. You'll be thinking about this now all the time. You say, blooming cookie, now what's he done? I hope I've not put you off his stroke, and obviously with your pen work and everything. And when it comes to writing songs, I mean, again, I ask this question quite often, but it's nice to get a different sort of take, a different perspective from different people. Do you suddenly get up at 2:30 in the morning and think, I know now what I can put in that next line? Or is it no, you do get your 8 hours, Kip?
Yeah, I love my bed. I'm sorry, I'm not getting up at 10:30 in the morning to write a guitar for
And do you write to guitar, or you can write to a whole host of different instruments, or is it just guitar you use?
No, I only use guitars.
Okay, that's good. Good.
Paul can do a lot more. He's quite talented. He can play quite a lot.
But I'm going to be completely honest with you now. Obviously, between you and Gary there, you two are also very talented, because you have got the big cojones to come live on the radio. The other two, where are they? What's happened to them? Honestly. You watch, they'll be coming on in a minute. It's like, what are you doing, Cookie? Where are they? Come on. So, obviously, when's your first sort of proper, and I'm using the inverted air quotes there, when's your first proper get-together and, rehearsals then? Coming out of this, hopefully, touching wood, an echo in now, touching wood, and obviously getting out of this lockdown business. When's your first sort of proper get-together then? When you're penciling that in for?
That's the 24th we're doing that.
24th of June.
Month.
Oh, well, this month.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
No, this month. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So we're hoping now. We're actually shooting a video for the next single next Saturday, but because it's in the studio, we can actually do a rehearsal at the same time. So it's going to be our first proper rehearsal. I think we're aiming to try and do 2 rehearsals a month.
Yeah.
If we can.
Keep it fresh, keep it real, but most importantly, keep it together as well. But because you are such a great band. Now, how long has Maze been as a band called Maze?
Well, again, as a band, it's only really since Aaron and Scott joined. Like, Scott's is a year and a half ago, but me and Paul had this Maze thing. I think we had this it must be about 3 years now, where, again, it was just me and Paul just doing songs, and we just invited other musicians to join in, and we recorded the song. But we only recorded about 1 song a year, so just when we got together, when we had time.
Yes.
So we just called it Maze, just to have a platform. But again, as a band, it is a band now. Because of Aaron and Scott are in, it is now a band. So it's only really, we can only call it a band now since like Scott is a year and a half ago. So probably about a year and a half really.
Brilliant. And have you got anything sort of lined up for touring, indeed, live gigs and stuff like that? Yeah. Is anything in the pipeline for that?
What's the Scott 10th of July?
10th of July we're playing.
Guildford.
That's in Guildford.
Brilliant. Looking forward to that.
I think the gig we kind of we got is supporting Marquez Drive at the Water Rats on the 31st of July, which they're a really good band. They've got the same sort of sound.
Yes.
They got a single coming out in a couple of weeks, and they've got a really good support.
They have, yes, they have. I've actually seen them play live at Mods at the Frog back in the day, and unfortunately they had one too many shandies, and a couple of naughty words got slipped over on the airways, because I was actually playing them live on Target Radio at the same time, and I had to switch them off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had to switch them off of the radio. They carried on, obviously, regardless. They didn't know I switched them off. And, obviously, as a few more shandies come along, I just cut the concert in half, unfortunately, to all the lovely listeners out there. I'm sure that the boys have now forgiven me for that. No, I know they have. I did say to them, I had to cut you short. And they went, why? I said, you sort of, it turned the airways very, very blue. They went, oh, that's what we do. Well, you could have pre-warned me with me bleep button, but they are. They're a fantastic group of guys. And,
like I say, they're doing well. I mean, they're signed and they're making a bit of a noise.
Yeah.
And I think it's the kind of thing enjoying. All it takes is a band to make a noise to start a scene. If we can sort of tag along with that. And then,
absolutely.
So to be offered a gig with them, one of our first gigs as a band ourselves, to me, that's what a great way to start as a band.
Absolutely,
band,
absolutely. I mean? And please don't change the name, guys. Don't change Maze.
Exactly. Hopefully, gigs like that will. Hopefully, we get more. That gig will kick start a new level now. So you know what I mean. So
absolutely,
that's the plan anyway.
Absolutely. And, obviously, I'm keen on live music myself. I don't always get the time to obviously go out there and see all these live bands. I wish I could. And obviously now, because I've moved into the middle of blooming nowhere, to be honest with you, in Lincolnshire, I've got to do lots more mileage in the old car to get out there to see you guys play. But I will see you guys play. I'm making a promise. I've put a little list together. I'm not going to mention all the bands on there because I don't think that's fair. Obviously, it's your turn and it's your time tonight. But I've put probably about 10, 11 bands and artists that I want to see, and you're in there, okay? I'm not going to tell you what number you are. You're not at the bottom, you're certainly not at the top, you're somewhere in there, but it doesn't matter because I want to see you guys play. I fell in love with the CD single. Obviously, Groundhog Day was one of the things that really drew me to you as well. I thought that was a fantastic song. I'm not sure if that was that you, Scott, or was that just before you come along?
No, that was me. That was the only song I've ever wrote. Yeah, the only song I've ever wrote.
Fantastic! I'll tell you what. Where is it? I'm gonna play that very, very soon as well. I'm gonna play that one as well. I told you it's going to be a maze night now, ladies and gentlemen. It certainly is now because we've played one already. We've got one already keyed up, and now I've got to look for the other one I've got, which I love. That's one of my favourite ones from back in the day, shall we say, but not that far away. It wasn't that long ago. Yep, found it. There it is. Stick it up there. Right, that's great, because I do like that one. It's a really catchy tune again. You guys really do write a catchy tune, I mean, I don't like to put people into boxes, and I certainly don't like to put people's genres in there, but I don't know if you're pop, I don't know if you're indie, I certainly don't know if you're sort of a mod band, but I think you could be a mixture of all three of those, and then maybe something else as well.
Yeah. I mean, the way I see it, I like anyone to like us, so it doesn't matter, who they like, or what they like. So why try and pigeonhole yourself when you can try and please everyone? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, see, the thing about mod is you could be like a ska band, can't you? Or you could be soul with mod. The mod's more of a culture thing, but I don't know. It's strange. Yeah, it's strange when people say to me, "What kind of music are you?" I can't really say. I do tend to say indie, based on a kind of Britpop 90s era. I don't know. Yeah, even I find it hard to put ourselves in a genre to myself.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that's right. I think it's right not to pigeonhole yourself into sort of one dimension, because then you become a one-dimensional band, and you're only then you've really got a very, very slice of that pie that's out there. If you make yourself a bit more universally known with all your music, then other people are going to sort of like come along and think, actually, I like this. No, it's not mod. No, it's not ska. It's not indie. It's not pop. It's a mixture of everything. I really like it. I'm digging this, So you haven't got to be, wearing Fred Perry's and Stay Fresh trousers to enjoy it. And you haven't got to shave your head and put, red braces on to enjoy it. You can actually enjoy music. And I've always found that to be fascinating where, if you're... I'm just going to go along with the skinhead thing. If you're a skinhead, you're not going to listen to, say, I don't know, Kylie Minogue. I mean, no one listens to Kylie Minogue anyway. Mind you, I'm not being funny. She has not got a bad voice. Once Stock Aitken Waterman let her go. She's not got a bad voice. It's a poor example, really. But, I'm just using that as a prime example. You don't have to like a certain genre of music because you follow a certain genre of fashion or way of life. So, I think you guys are really, really just teetering on the edge of many different genres of music, which is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. The next single, I mean, it's totally different from these. In a way, it's totally different from these two songs, and the B-sides that go with it. Again, it's gone a bit of a different route. So,
Now,
again,
obviously, in a changing world, I'm going to go over to Scott now. And obviously, when did you first started, with the guitar? When did you start thinking, right, it's me and the guitar and the rest of the world? When did you start picking up the guitar and thinking, right, I'm going to play this thing?
I was probably about 19 when I started doing that.
Oh, right. So you were a little bit later to the party with the instrument then, because some people say, I was about 5 or 6 and I got my first guitar or things like that. But you're a bit later in the day.
I was late. Yeah, I got about 18.
Wow.
I was interested in other things before that.
Yeah, well, it's a family. It's a family show, so we'll leave it there. Oh, fantastic, Scott! And obviously, Gary, when did you realise you had a voice?
it was very late. It was only when me and Paul, I was about 9-10 years ago, and I got made redundant, and me and Paul knew each other for 10 years before that, so always kept in touch.
Yes.
I think one afternoon I just had a little jam with him, and he said to me, "What? You tell me you can sing?" I went, "I didn't know I could sing," and then that's how it all started from there. So.
Oh my goodness! So you just sort of stumbled across it, really.
Sorry.
You sort of stumbled across that, really, then.
I mean, I love music, and I've always sang. You know what I mean? But I never had anyone, the odd person say, "Oh, you got quite a good voice," but you just didn't think nothing of it.
No, I suppose it takes another musician to actually really enhance that and say, "Do you know something? You've really got a voice, and I think you should be doing this." And as they say, the rest is history now. So that's fantastic. So when it comes to obviously someone's writing this music, and obviously the lyrics and everything. When it comes to singing it, I mean, obviously, do you sit down and discuss what sort of way you want it sung, or do you just sort of give it a blast and see how it goes?
I think. I don't know whether it's a combination of the fact that me and Paul get on really well. We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I think Paul I don't know whether, again, it's down to the fact that Paul's such a good songwriter. He actually works to the range of my voice, you know what I mean? So,
okay.
Right, I don't know, he's got this knack of, he knows my range, and he can actually work around that. So the song's already there. I just have to get the feeling of singing it. So,
gotcha, yeah. Well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, again, that does make perfect sense. I mean, obviously, there's no point in writing a tune that is so high you can't reach it, or so low that it's just not going to sound right. So, no, that makes perfect sense. I mean, maybe a silly question, really, but obviously coming from a non-singable person such as myself, and I tried Park Life once, and that's more talking, and I couldn't even get that right. What's that all about? But that is for another day, from another year, a long time ago, in probably a different galaxy as well. But I've done it for charity, so it was all good. Absolutely. My ear holes are very good when it comes to picking up interesting sounds. And, your sound now is totally different from, say, Groundhog Day, which you will hear a little bit later in the evening. So, when it comes to sort of producing your sound, obviously I can hear a little bit of the Phil Sorrell influences there as well. What made you work with the Caretaker Studios?
Paul knows Phil very well, so and I think when Phil was in a band, we supported him once, so we kind of got to know them. But
gotcha.
Paul's always had I think Paul and Scott probably know. That's probably more Paul and Scott's question, to be fair, because they probably work with him more than me. So I think it's more of a relation. I mean, Scott, you know him quite well, don't you?
I've only really recently started to sort of get involved with him, but yeah, he's one of these people. He's just got the ear and the knack for it. And again, someone else that can play pretty much any instrument you can think of. It seems to be anyway. And his production just sounds brilliant.
It is very crisp.
I've never heard anything like it.
No, absolutely. I mean, I've interviewed Phil on a couple of occasions now over the last couple of years, and he never ceases to amaze me with the amount of stuff that he's, accomplished over that short space of time, and with a move as well. He's done exceptionally well. I do love Phil. I mean, he's such a down-to-earth character, but he knows his music, he knows his production, and, somewhere along the line, I was sort of with him. But then he throws this curved ball with his music and the way he arranges it all. And you think, just when you think you know what's coming next, you don't. And it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So, aligning yourself with Phil, you couldn't do much, wrong with that, really. I mean, he's a fantastic producer, and he's got so much enthusiasm when it comes to putting music together. So, that deserves one of these, I think, There you go, Phil, if you're listening.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to send me some more of your music because because obviously I do I do see Phil's music quite a lot around on Facebook and obviously all over the socials and stuff. And he's pretty much everywhere at the moment. So that's good. It's good to be though, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course. So, what is your? Let's go with this question. Assuming that we're coming out of lockdown on the 21st of June, and obviously you've got something penciled in. Hopefully, we're going to put some ink on that soon with your live gigs. What is your go-to song to fill that dance floor from previous years, or indeed moving towards 2021 in regards to the unlocking the lockdown, if that makes any sense? What do you think your go-to tune to open up your show would be?
Is that one of our songs or anyone's song?
It could be one of yours, or it could be a cover if you do covers. But yeah, anything.
Oh, Scott, you answer first, mate.
Well, for me, I think it's going to be a song called "Stop Me." We're going to start working on. I think that's going to be our opener. I think that's going to be the one that's going to get people going. I think. Right.
Okay. Give us a little idea of what's in it. What sort of style are we looking at there?
It's a bit more rocky, I suppose. It's got...
Yeah, very rocky. It's an upbeat. It reminds me a bit of the Who, a bit of the Kinks in places.
Excellent.
Yeah. I just think that's going to be one of our big tunes.
But then we've got this other song that Paul's wrote that we're working on called Get Ready, which is it's got like a bit of a Happy Mondays feel. So again, like Scott says, we came from we got a Who, the Kinks, Happy Mondays. We've got all these different feels going into all these different songs that it's quite exciting actually. It's quite exciting. So
it just feels that your music's spanning the whole of the goodness of 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and possibly into the 2021s now as well. Obviously, and everything in between. It's good, like going back to when we were saying, not putting a sort of a genre label onto your music, rather than being sort of like stereotyped into one sort of pigeonhole. That's fantastic to hear. That you're mentioning some of the really good old stuff from the Who, the Kinks, etc., and then obviously something as groundbreaking as the the Happy Mondays back in the day, because they were really groundbreaking. I mean, no one ever heard of them. No one ever sort of thought, what the hell is this? Everyone sort of like, it's like a magnet music. Everyone was drawn to it. It wasn't my cup of tea at the time, but revisiting music, which you can do, ladies and gentlemen, you can listen back on music, which is really good. There's plenty of sites out there. You can re-listen to stuff that, happened in the 80s and the 90s, and you think to yourself, how did I miss this back then? I think our minds mature, and I think we get a better grasp of music as we get older as well.
Yeah, I think the great thing about music as well is that it's timeless. So you can listen to a song 30 years ago and it can feel to you that it's just got to be called as yesterday. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely. I usually play it, but I do like fresh new music as well. But I think music today, like when I say really real produced music on like other radio stations out there that play the same sort of stuff, it's very, very boring. It's very monotonous, and that is why I'm drawn to sort of like fresh, exciting bands like yourself with Maze. You never know really what you're going to get, and you're never going to get this simple drum beat that just sounds so stale and boring. You've got live music. You can hear the live music, and that is what I love about doing this job. You get to meet and greet, and most importantly, hear some really good music. I don't know if you're of the same mindset there, guys.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the way I see it, if it wasn't for people like you, then the bands like us wouldn't be able to get out there anyway. So it's a kind of, we work together. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely, yeah, yeah. And I totally agree with that. I mean, and I'll pop that $5 in the envelope for you later for saying such nice things about me. But no, I mean, I appreciate the hard work. I mean, I couldn't even write a tune, let alone play it and perform it. So, kudos to you guys for doing that. Do you ever get nervous before you go live on stage?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I still wear shades. I can't see now. If I go on stage, I can't see. Yeah, if I wear shades on stage, I still get really nervous. I've always done. It's never gone.
That's probably a good thing, though. It makes your work better, I think. If you're nervous, it makes you think about what you're doing rather than getting complacent with, what you're doing. You might have done it 100 times. You might have sung that song 1,000 times, but there's always a time when you think, well, I know what I'm doing. then it goes wrong. So no, I'll be honest with you, as a mobile DJ, doing the old weddings and stuff, and you've only got one chance of getting it right. So I always am nervous as well. What about yourself, Scott? Are you nervous?
Yeah, every time. Yeah.
But you don't wear
I don't think that'll ever go away.
No. Do you wear dark glasses, or can't you see what you're playing when you're wearing them?
No, I don't really wear the sunglasses on stage.
No. we'll leave that to Gary's image, because he does look super cool, those dark glasses on, let's be honest with you.
Exactly, yeah. Gary pulls it off.
He does. He does. And he is the front man, let's be honest with you. He's there. He's drawing them in, isn't he? He's sexy moves and he's wiggling hips. And I've seen the videos, Gary. You cannot deny it now, my friend.
I had to be a front man because guitars are too big for me. I can't bloody lift them.
Now you're in the same sort of height category as me, fairly on the shorter side, aren't you?
Yeah.
But it lacks in height, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, his style, his music delivery is absolutely second to none. He will own that stage, and you will know that he owns that stage. I've seen video clips of you, and going from what other people have told me, I'm not going to mention their names, I'm not going to embarrass them live on air. They have told me time and time again that Gary absolutely owns that stage, and if you're not careful, he'll own you as well. Am I far wrong with that?
I'll put the 5 in. I'll put the 5 in the post. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's fantastic! That's fantastic. So you mentioned a little earlier in the conversation that you're looking to do another video. So is it going to be back on the mobile telephone doing it, or are you going to be doing it a slightly better way or a different way?
I think the same way, because, well, I mean, it worked last time, and I think it's probably a bit more easy this time, because it's just going to be us in the studio as if we're performing. So it's not going to be as mobile. It's not going to be, plus because of lockdown, I don't know whether production companies are even doing anything like freelancers or anything. So, and not just that, we save so much money doing it this way.
I think so, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with self-promotion. I'm all for it. And, at the end of the day, if you can save yourself a few bob along the way as well, there's nothing wrong with that as well. Because I'll be honest with you, again, we'll just go back to that video, obviously from your latest song. It's shot very, very well. It's silly but good. It's good but silly. There's so much in there for you to... It draws you in. There's so many hooks in there for you to watch it and enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've put it up onto the Target Radio live page for presenters and listeners as well now. I've actually shared that for you on there. So hopefully just over 2,000 people will get to watch that as well later on today or tomorrow. Every single listener is another listener gained. That's how I look at it, guys. So,
Absolutely.
But now, Scott, you are a paid-up member of the group Target Radio live page for presenters and listeners, and Gary is not. I don't know why. I'm just saying that. Off the cuff.
I never even heard about this. Sorry.
No, you're only kidding. You can join it. I'll let you join. No problems at all. As long as you do it within the next sort of like half an hour. Right, okay. When you get a chance, no problems at all. Then you might miss out on really good things, So, now, Scott, I'm just going to touch on something else as well, if I may, please, my friend. Because you're part of another band as well, aren't you?
Number 2.
Oh, for goodness sake. I didn't know about the other one. There's your curveball, ladies and gentlemen. It's me doing a little bit of digging, thinking to myself, all right, I've got a scoop here. I know something that maybe not everybody else knows. And he throws a curveball and says he's in another 2 bands. Don't you? Honestly, go on then. Name and shame them.
So I'm in the Light Scopes and Distorted Model as well.
I knew that. I was only joking. I know both those bands. And you produce so much great music from there as well. How difficult is it to separate the 3 bands?
It's not really. I kind of, when I write something, I instantly know where it should go.
Okay.
A bit like what Gary was saying earlier about the singers.
Yeah.
All 3 singers I work with are very different. Obviously, I'm still pretty new to working with Gary, so we've got... I'm not exactly sure, but I've got a rough idea.
Yeah.
So basically, when I write a song, if it sounds like, I don't know, like Gary, I could hear Gary singing it, then straight away that's going to Maze. It's like, yeah, you just sort of know. Yeah. I can just sort of hear them singing it, like whatever one it is. It's not actually too hard. I haven't had a problem with it yet.
Good, that's good. So you can obviously separate the three and work, diligently when you're with the right band, and obviously, when you're working with Maze, you can work and put 101% effort into that, into that project that you're working with at the time. Because I've always wondered, like, when you're doing sort of like, 2 part-time jobs, sometimes you might get up and go to the wrong place.
Yeah. No, I mean, with Maze and stuff, what you've got to remember is I was a fan of this band before I joined it. I went to see him live and stuff, and then I got asked to join. It was a no-brainer. No way I was turning that down.
No, absolutely not. And where do you see sort of Maze maybe in 12 months' time then, guys? Where do you see yourself being, hopefully, in 12 months' time after the lockdown's finished?
Hopefully, Middlewich, load of beer, Glastonbury.
Sounds good.
I don't know. I mean, I'm one of them that I don't think too far ahead. I mean, I've been quite lucky because, again, I was very late into music. I can't play an instrument. I've only written one song, so I'm just enjoying every moment. I just enjoy every moment of it. I think about tomorrow. I don't think about next week or, I mean, I was saying to someone at work the other day that I've always been self-conscious. So for the first 30 years of my life, I didn't even go on social media because, I don't even like seeing pictures of myself. So to then come onto things like Facebook when I'm 29, 30, and then a year later I'm performing at the 100 Club in front of 300 people.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's so I see it as like, I just enjoy any moment of it. I mean, we're quite lucky. I feel quite privileged at the moment. So,
yeah, absolutely. I suppose it's some sort of therapy for you as well. I mean, obviously getting you out of your comfort zone. Yeah, getting you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I've literally gone from one extreme to the other. But, things happen so fast that sometimes if it's forced upon you, it's the best thing for you because you've got no choice. You just go with it.
I do believe they call that jumping into the deep end, and you certainly have, my friend. You've jumped into water that you cannot tread in, and you certainly can't swim in, and you've come out of that, and it's absolutely brilliant. And obviously the dark glasses are a sort of a trademark of yourself, and obviously with Maze now, that forever will be part of Maze, the dark glasses. But obviously getting behind those dark glasses is, I'm not going to say frightened, but a very wary, young man.
Yeah.
Coming out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, very humble that I'll play in front of 2 people, I'll play in front of 200 people,
and
I'll be grateful to anyone that comes up, anyone who's ever come up to me and shit my took time to, I really do appreciate any good word I get, any praise the band get.
Yeah,
I'm very, very humble and I'm very touched, and I will go out my way to, make them, to make them appreciate. I'm appreciated by it. You know what I mean? So. I'll go back to the question about 12 months. Just if we're doing things like this and we're doing music and it gets us high, get more audience. I don't know. Just it's again. I just take each day as it comes
And sometimes that's a wise philosophy. Yeah, it's a wise philosophy to have. Obviously don't overcook your eggs and bacon. Because at the end of the day, you might come out the other end of it and think, I should have done this or should have done that. Yeah. Sometimes you do live with that slight regret syndrome as well. So maybe live day by day or next week or whatever. That's good. Any further than that, then see how it goes. Have a little bit of a laid back approach to it. Scott, are you the same mindset or are you a little bit more sort of forward thinking?
No, I'm just grateful to be with them.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? That's really nice.
Yeah, I'll go wherever they say. They say jump, I'll do it.
Excellent.
So I feel about it.
That's it.
So I'm quite happy. 12 months' time, if we're still here, still doing this, then that's a great achievement.
That's fantastic.
We've got nice chemistry. That's what I'm saying. We've got nice chemistry now where we all just get along, we're all just enjoying it, and let's just see how far it goes and enjoy every occasion. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. Well, let's throw you guys a little curveball now. Let's stop with Maze just for a minute or two, and let's go with your own personal sort of music tastes. We'll stay with you, Scott, for a second. So when you're not playing with any of the free bands that you're already currently in, and you're sitting at home chilling, relaxing, and you want to stick a cassette on, or a record, or a CD, or even possibly go all out and get an MP3 download. What's your sort of choice of music? What do you really relax to? What's your sort of favourite tune that you would go for?
Well, Oasis is my favourite band, so I listen to them a lot.
Yep.
I listen to Wolf Alice, Stone Roses, all that kind of Yeah, sort of very Britpoppy stuff I listen to.
Okay.
That's probably my main sort of thing.
So you're sort of that Manchester or Madchester movement of music then, from the sort of, what was that, sort of mid sort of, no, sort of early sort of 90s, wasn't it? Sort of 93, 94 onwards.
Yeah, I listen to that, but there's the other extreme as well. I listen to the Jam all the time as well.
Well, no, you can't come on a show unless you do listen to the Jam at least once a day. You know, I mean, it's part of the regimental sort of CV. As long as it's on there, you can get in. You know, it's one of those things, because I love the Jam. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. You know, equally as much as I love the Who. So, you know, both those bands, absolutely fantastic. And same question to you, Gary.
It's got to be. I mean, Oasis is my favourite band, and but yeah, same Roses and stuff like the Beatles. I mean, I can honestly say now that if it wasn't for Definitely Maybe coming out in 1993, I wouldn't be talking to you now. Oasis literally changed my life. I wasn't even into music at all as a kid.
Wow.
So I was 13, 14 years old. I heard Definitely Maybe for the first time, and then within a year, like I'm wearing the Adidas trainers, and I'm buying the Verve CD, I'm buying Charlatans and the Blur, and so yeah, I mean, but Oasis got me into the stuff 10 years before that, like the Jam. Then you had 10 years before that with the Who and the King. So
that's it, yeah. As you said rightly, music is timeless. You can go back and listen to all these great songs. There's so many ways now you can tune in. I mean, obviously, back in my day, it was a trip to Woolworths, and to get your records, etc. And if you could afford it, you might even get yourself an album, ladies and gentlemen. And usually on that album, you had many, many great songs on there. And sometimes you used to get a compilation album, so you had many songs from many different artists on there, which you thought was great value for money. K-Tel, I think, was one of them, and I still got those today. I'm actually looking at one right now. From 1981. Work that one out, guys. Okay, wow. That's blown your minds now.
40 years.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I used to love buying vinyl, and obviously vinyl moved into your CDs, and then obviously MP3 downloads and everything else now, and WAV files and things. But music for me has always been part of my growing up. I've always had the Beatles in the background somewhere, dare I say, even ABBA. I've just said it. I've said it. That's my credibility out of the window. But
oh wow,
it was there. I didn't play it. It was my mum that used to like a bit of the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and then drowned it out with some ABBA as well. What's that all about? No idea. But I found my own musical taste, and the Jam. I loved that. I loved all the sorts of new wave, post-punk stuff and all of that, and then moving into sort of like the unsigned realm with the late great John Peel back in the day. Who remembers him? Oh, I love John Peel. And that for me is the birthplace of Target Radio, really, with John Peel at the spiritual end of the helm there, really. And that's how we've got to talk to you guys today. Would you like to be signed, or some bands are much rather just going along with their own flow and their own creativity of doing their own things?
I mean, I really don't, because I don't know much about it. I really don't know. I suppose it's one thing where, if you got signed, does that mean it's a career change? Would you leave your job? Does it? I don't know. So I mean, because we're networking ourselves. We're promoting ourselves through Twitter and stuff. So and we've done the video ourselves, and we've got a good relationship with Phil from Caretaker Studios. So it's not costing us a bomb at the moment. All of us have been able to do these singles, and we're doing this album. And at the moment, it's not like, God, we're spending too much money. We're just, we're just going with the flow. So I don't know. I mean, I don't understand this. I suppose with me, it'd be like, well, if you're going to get signed, is it going to be a proper thing where you actually leave your job and that kind of thing?
I don't think so anymore. Personally, when I've asked that question before, and anyone that gets into music to be signed shouldn't get into music. That's basically what they're saying. Everyone that gets into music, they do it because the love of the music and the music that they create, and they believe in what they're creating. So that's the simple answer from my end, from what I've learned, obviously I'm not part of a band, never have been, probably never will be, you know, terrible voice, and the only thing I can play is a triangle, and there's not many great bands out there that need a triangleist. And I'm probably out of time with that as well. So, you know, obviously, I think my mindset would be, if you're an unsigned band, happy doing what you're doing, and you are getting a little bit of extra income, you know, whether it's, you know, shirt buttons or indeed the whole shirt. I don't think it really matters these days, because I don't think there's a whole host of money out there now in the signed market, unless you're well established and been well established for many, many years. You know, just thinking about someone like Paul Weller, for instance, you know, who's made their money and now doing it probably more for the love rather than the money. The financial income is already there for him. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know.
He's brought out 2 albums in lockdown alone, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. He's got a new one out. I think it's next week or the week after it comes out.
I think it comes out on the 14th. Is it the 14th it comes out?
Yeah, I think I might get it next week, actually. I'm hoping anyway. He's fingers crossed. I'll probably get it at the same time as you guys, obviously. You know, obviously I could ask, but I'll probably get a firm no, so I'll just wait for it to come out like everybody else, and then I'll stick it up on here on Facebook as well, and then most importantly, I will play it here on Target Radio. You know, the odd track here and the odd track there, you know, because I do like what Paul Weller's doing. He's changed everything about him, and he does that per album, which is fantastic. And I think you guys are doing the same, not same thing, but I think you are changing, and I think you changed for the better. Your sounds are great. You know, the thing I like about Maze is, again, I'll hark on about this, but you're not set in concrete. You know, you definitely got free range here, and I like that in a band. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's always been like even when me and Paul were doing it as a project thing and inviting musicians to join in, because it was like, if you think something might sound good, try it.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Just bring it to the table.
Absolutely.
And even with Scott and Aaron, I mean, like I say, Scott's, you know, he's now bringing the songs to the table. So, you know, we've got that kind of expressive, you know, free to just try it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So, have you guys thought about, you know, getting down to sort of like the mod birthplace of Brighton and getting down there and maybe trying to get a tune in there or two?
If we go for the gig, we'll play it.
Excellent. Okay,
that's what. If you're listening, then anyway, you know, I don't know. I mean, because I left the other band 4 or 5 years ago, so I'm a bit out of the game when it comes to who's about now when it comes to promoters and stuff. But now we've done the single out. We've actually got the 4 of us. We'll start rehearsing soon. So in the next couple of months, we will be ready for gigs. So you know, we'll be able to play anywhere. We'll have to go up north. We'll go Brighton. It doesn't matter. You know,
brilliant, lovely. Okay, let's throw a couple of wildfire questions at you then. Favourite cover tune to do, Scott? So I'm going to use a couple of bands here, and you tell me which one you can play and which one you can play well. So you can have either something from the Who or something from the Jam.
I'll go the Jam.
Okay, which one?
Modern World.
Sounds. Oh, that's great. Yes, great. Okay, singing, Gary. You can have the Kinks or. Let's think about this. Let's stay with that sort of era of music. The Small Faces.
The Kinks.
Fantastic. Which one?
You Really Got Me.
Oh, what a great track. Lovely. And just a question for both of you there then. Have you ever performed it? Either one of those tracks?
Yeah. That's why I said it. I've done a covers band gig. I sang for a charity in a covers band.
Fantastic.
We've done 2 gigs. We've done You Really Got Me, and we'll have a Lazy Afternoon.
Oh,
Sunday afternoon. Yeah.
Rinky dinky doo. I love that tune. And you know, it's funny actually, just sidelining here with the Small Faces for a second. All them great songs that we know, love, and absolutely take to heart. Apparently, Steve Marriott absolutely hated them. You know, it's quite weird, isn't it, when you think about it? He was very much an R&B singer, wasn't he? And those were too poppy and commercial for his liking. And the only reason I know that is I went to watch all about the. All or Nothing. There we go. I watched a stage musical of that, and that came out now. I didn't know at the time, because obviously he was signed and the management went, "You're going to do this." And I think going back to that previous question about would you rather be signed or doing what you do, I think doing what you do, it gives you more creativity. Scott, have you played those songs?
I played the Jam one. That in my very first band, we used to play that.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play it live, but yeah.
Okay.
I haven't played it for a long time.
No, but I think once you ride a bike, I don't think you really forget it. It's just about practicing and getting the pedalling motion going again, isn't it, I suppose? So would it be the same with you on the guitar and obviously the lyrics and everything, getting there again?
Oh, yeah, no, I can still play it.
Excellent.
I play it at home, but yeah, I haven't played it live for ages.
Okay, there is reasons behind that, and I won't discuss that on air, but I will probably let you know a bit later on in the week. I'll throw you a line and let you know why I'm asking you those questions. There might be one listener tonight that actually knows what I'm talking about. I'm not going to divulge any more than that at the moment, but put the pieces together and you might come up with a jigsaw puzzle face or something. I don't know. Right, okie dokie. So, near enough at the end of our little conversation this evening. I just want to say thank you very much indeed for joining us here on Target Radio. You guys have been stars this evening. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, is there anything I've failed to mention, Scott or Gary? Anything at all that you want to mention, talk about, or you just want a little shout out to anyone?
Oh, everyone. Just shout out to everyone who's supported us. I mean, we've done, I don't know, Scott, we've done 150, 200 CDs or something, and it's gone really well. And Spotify's gone through the roof, which, everyone, like I said earlier, I'm nervous on stage, and I'm very humble and touched by anyone, anyone who says anything good. 2 people, 200 people. I'm just so privileged to do what I do. So basically, just thanks to everyone. And it's just absolutely fantastic.
That's really nice to hear that, Gary. And I know for a fact he's still wearing his sunglasses right now because he's wearing them. He never takes them off. He even sleeps in them and showers in them as well.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where I am because I can't sleep.
And over to you, Scott.
Yeah, thank you to everyone. Like Gary said, just to echo that again, and just keep an eye out because we've got music coming left, right, and centre at the moment. We're doing that album as well. We're talking about, but there's going to be another single before that.
Brilliant.
So
have we got a name for the album yet, or we're not allowed to release that yet?
Yeah, we got a name.
Go on.
Okay, well, we thought it was quite fitting because of the circumstances, so we called it Freedom.
Beautiful.
We're going to call it Freedom.
Brilliant. Nothing to do with George Michael then.
No,
nothing to do with George Michael on this one.
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry. I've just totally lowered it down. No, I totally agree with that, and I'll be honest with you. When's its release date for the album?
Scott, if I'm wrong, I think we're looking at, say, late summer, early autumn.
Fantastic, yeah. Just after, hopefully, the lockdown becomes unlocked.
That's why we thought the name.
That sits in there so beautifully. See, Now that is creative thinking, ladies and gentlemen, and you wouldn't get that from any other conversation I would have with other than musicians because they've got that creative sort of, I'm going to use the word warped. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way because they think on a different level, and that for me really, really works. Freedom, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to a copy of that album, and that will be playing many, many times here on Target Radio as well. Right now, between you two, who has got the better DJ voice? Or indeed, do you think you could do this collectively together and announce In My Mind, please? Which one wants to do it? Or both of you can do it?
Let Scott do it. Let Scott take that privilege.
Right, okay.
Oh, cheers, mate.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lower the background music. I'm going to get Scott already there. I'm just going to turn that up. I'm just going to do this. But just before you announce it, I think, just to get you ready for your next live gig, I think you need one of these. Woo! Woo! I can't do much of that. I lose my voice. Right, so it's over to Scott then with the DJ voice, and you're going to announce your brand new single called In My Mind, please.
Hey, live on Target Radio, this is Maze with In My Mind.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Brilliant. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. I will message you probably on Friday with the link to this on Mixcloud. You get to hear this again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to, of course. And for those that missed it, Paul and Aaron, who didn't come on this evening because their cojones weren't as big as you guys. I'm only kidding, by the way, guys. Love you lots. Will you get to hear this again in its entirety? I will make a podcast out of this. 2 bites of the cherry. Why not? And I will throw over something interesting to you two guys to speak to the rest of the band about. Okay, that's all I'm saying on the matter. I shall bid you a very good evening. Thanks ever so much indeed, guys. And we'll see you very, very soon. Take care.
Cheers. Thanks. Bye.
Bye now. Wow. In My Mind. Available now on CD single. And I forgot to ask them, actually, where they're selling them, etc. So hopefully they're still listening. Let us know, guys, where to buy or purchase your CD single, because that is absolutely a beautiful piece of work. And let's play this one as well. This is also Maze, and this is what got me into them in the first place. I'm working on loads of brand new guests, but of course, if you want to come on the radio, it's quite easy. Just email me, targetradioonline@gmail.com, and we'll start up a dialogue and see what we can do to bring you here live on the radio each and every Sunday. As I said, we're off for a couple of weeks now, having a well-deserved break, but don't forget, we've still got all the great shows on Target Radio. Don't forget, American Pie is on after me. Hang on a minute, what's this?
Oh, cookie.
Yes.
We really love that cookie. So after that one cookie, me and 2, then 3, then 4.
Oh yeah.
Cookie, me no longer just a rookie. Cause once me ate one cookie.
It's that time of the evening now.
Goodbye, it's time to run.
So long.
Yes, it's time to go.
I'll be there saying goodnight.
It's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me as well. Okay, don't forget, we're all over the social medias. Target Radio live page for presenters and listeners.
When do I get my bag?
It's in the post. We're on Twitter, if I can get it right, at Target Radio 247. Instagram, for whatever reason. Website is targetradio.co.uk.
Help a fat gentleman take up.
Okay, we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Have a great week ahead. And don't forget, on Friday, if you missed the show, missed the interview with Maze, thank you very much indeed for joining us this evening, guys. We'll have it all again on Friday. But for now, have a safe weekend, safe week ahead, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take care. Love you lots. And we're back, yes. And what did you think of that for an interview? Wasn't it great? We found out so much. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for joining us for the Target Radio podcast. I am your pod father. That is me, Cookie. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes if you can, please. If you think we deserve it, 5 stars, please. It does help with the future of Target Radio. Check out all of our great shows here on Target Radio. And as I say, please support local artists and the unsigned band. Until next time, thank you very much indeed. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.